that after your gleaners are finished, then they can come in and pick what they need to feed their families. Because we all should be caring about each other. But of course, that is one of the laws that a lot of folks have forgotten throughout the years. And of course, you can bring it into contemporary society. You know, when you're making several $billion a year, sharing isn't such a bad idea, is it? Not just throwing it at people, but sharing it for those that need. So anyway, getting back to Warren Buffett, Mary taught him a whole different way of looking at reality, and that there are a lot of needs in the world. And so what Warren decided to do, after they had children, he sent them to the very best schools. You couldn't go to better schools than they did, right? They had good college educations. They all had skills to go out and earn a living. And that's what he wanted. He wanted them to become independent so that they're not going to be dependent on the family dole. And then he told his children this thing: when I die, you will inherit nothing. Was he being mean? They already had it. They were already on their own. They were already making fine incomes. He said, what I want to do is I want to take my money and put it in various foundations that will make a difference in the world. And so that's what he's done. He's put his money that will be left after he passes, and it's going to go into various foundations. It will go into college scholarships. It will go into inoculations for people that in places in the world that are not really getting the kind of health care they should. It will be going to various kinds of programs and communities that lift people up and help them get on their own feet to make a better world. And this is what he's going to do with his money. Now, because he was in isolation as a young person, this kind of social law was not in his heart. And I think maybe that is the key. I think God created us to be social animals. Living in isolation in some little house, all huddled together in a little family, and not really being involved with other people except to say hi or work with them and then come home, is not what God intended. We are to be together. We are to be communal. We are to be people in relationship with each other. And the more relationships we have, the more we see each other and each other's needs. And I think maybe Jeremiah had this in mind. We know what the right thing is to do with ourselves, but what about everybody else? How do we know these things? I think that God puts us together with others so that we can be a people that really understands what it is to be human. And to be human is to relate, to care. And when we care, we are so much closer to following what Jesus Christ taught his disciples and those that listen to him. We are to be loving. You don't have to have a law for that, do you? You're to be loving. We're to be accepting. Even people that previously were the cootie people, the ones we don't sit with. We are to be forgiving and be non-judgmental so that we can look at our own self and our own lives and to truly lift ourselves up so that we can express ourselves as a child of God and the kind of person that God created us to be. Amen.
Amen.
All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
Now,